I just had something in me that was just stubborn and like trying to just go against the world for whatever reason. And I stepped foot in a go-kart for the first time and knew I wanted to do that for the rest of my life.
Welcome back to another episode of HJR Podcast, where I have the honor and privilege to talk with a completely unique guest. I mean, obviously, we have a lot of MMA guests come on, but we have a breath of fresh air. Collete Davis, the GOAT drifter is what I said I was going to introduce her as, but there's so much more between, I mean, all the different racing, but even MMA, come to find out now in the background. And thank you for making the time. You drove your big old trailer from Texas, where you, was it an event? Did you race on Monday?
So I was in California for an event, and then for the last Formula Drift event of the year, and then making a little pit stop before we go to Vegas. And I've been saying I'm going to get down here for a really long time, so I'm glad we can make it happen, do some fun drift stuff, and excited to be here.
What or who first got you interested in a career of racing?
You know, I'm actually a first-generation racer, car person, mechanic, all of the above. So I grew up as a military kid. My dad was in the Army. So we were just constantly moving around. And the short answer is I actually started working on cars for the first time when I got sent to a bad girls camp, which a lot of people don't know about. But
a bad girl camp?
Yeah, I was sent to a bad girl camp when I was like 12 or 13, and there's only one person that was nice to us. I think it might be shut down. It's like kind of a not great place, but there was one person that was nice to us, and he let all the girls like work on cars or take stuff apart, and that's what got me sort of interested in just messing with things. But when I was younger, I was always curious. Like I always wanted to know how things worked or were put together, taking apart like a remote control, and in addition to that, I was also hyper competitive. So, you know, racing, when I found that sport, it was a shot of adrenaline, it was mechanics, and it was also like the most competition-fueled thing I'd ever experienced in one sport. And I stepped foot in a go-kart for the first time and knew I wanted to do that for the rest of my life. Yeah, I mean, I haven't talked about Bad Girl Camp, but I went to Bad Girl Camp. You know, the place that Dr. Phil sends everybody, the Catch Me Outside girl.
That's a real place that other people can go?
Yeah, unfortunately. I mean, it was, I went to Bad Girls Camp when I think I was like 13. You know, my dad was deployed at the time. I was very like chaotic kind of growing up, you know, until I found racing. I just had something in me that was just stubborn and like trying to just go against the world for whatever reason. You know, as a military kid, you're always moving. Your dad's gone. I was kind of going back and forth between different parents at the time, and I didn't like school. I was always trying to rebel against everything. And yeah, my parents just didn't know what to do. I was bad. I was a bad kid. I was out partying way young. All my friends were like twice as old as me. Like I was bad. I'm going to get karma when I have kids. Yeah. When I have my kid, I probably will have karma, but I was just being a rebel for whatever reason, and my poor mom was just there. My dad was deployed. They send me to this camp. 2 people show up at the house. I had just gotten back from sneaking in at 2 a.m. from partying or something all night, who knows, at the time. And they take you, they put you in a van, and they drive you from, I think it was in Colorado, to Escalante, Utah, in this van. And they don't say anything. I don't know where I'm going. I'm taken. It's a little scary. And we show up, and the first thing they do is it's called an impact circle. So it's to make you think about everything that you've done to be there in that moment. So they put you in this like bright orange shirt, Dickies jeans, and they sit you in this dirt circle for 72 hours. And you can only have like dry oatmeal or something to eat.
Wow.
And yeah, it was crazy. I think the camp might be shut down now, but I think the biggest thing for me is it makes you realize like it's not that serious. What are you doing? Your poor, beautiful parents that love you so much are there for you. Like, why are you being such an asshole? You know, and they just strip everything away for you and break you down. So you're just, you know, maybe think twice about things. And eventually you graduate to where you're sleeping inside. And then you're still going through this camp, and they make you do like manual labor and like bucking hay. They split the boys up from the girls. Most other people, though, in there were way worse than me.
I'm sure.
Like, I was 13. Everyone else was, like, 18, 19. And they were, like, required to go there from, like, the judge or something.
The boys and the girls then.
Yeah,
Jeez.
it was kind of crazy. So I ended up getting out early. But, again, like, when I was there was one guy that was nice to us, only one person. And he let us work on cars, take stuff apart. And, like, that's kind of where I saw the first glimmer of being interested into cars. So when I graduated early, or I got out early. My dad was coming back from deployment. They picked me up, and it just made me realize, just don't be crazy. Like, why are you doing this? Like, you have parents that are amazing. I started working on cars. I ended up going back into high school, going to local community college to do an automotive program at the same time, and then shortly after found racing. And like when I found racing, it finally gave me something to drive forward with. And my parents always supported me. Like, whatever I wanted to do, I never grew up thinking that I couldn't do something. And I think that's a combination of my parents, but also being in the military. You move so often. Like, you're moving every year, 2 years, and I think I was just never in one place long enough to let stereotypes sink in. So when I found racing, it, like, snapped me out of this rebel child phase, and I got so focused, and I ended up doing everything I needed to do to finish all of high school in like 2 years, just to get out and get started.
Silver lining though, working on cars.
Yeah.
Whoever that guy was, thank you.
But yeah, Bad Girls Camp was not great in real time, but in hindsight, I found cars through it. So, but yeah, I've never really talked about it, and it's kind of crazy.
That is crazy. Thank you for sharing. Yeah. I mean. It's like we want to keep asking.
I mean, you can ask details. It's like I don't even know if the program is still there, but it's the place that like Dr. Phil was sending people to. It's called Turnabout Ranch.
Did they at least when they picked you up from your house, did they at least let you see your parents so you knew that this is at least not a kidnapping? Like, did you?
Yeah, it's like when I just come in from being crazy or something, and these two strangers come into my bedroom. They like take you. They're like holding your hands on the way out, but my mom was there, so I'm just like crying, like I'm sorry, whatever, trying to, not have this happen. And you just kind of had to say your goodbyes, which was probably so hard for her, right? Like to even make that decision, because my dad was deployed at the time, so like she was by herself when this was happening. But they also didn't give me any information. So I'm in this van. I'm like not knowing where we're going. It's like at least 8 to maybe 14-hour drive.
Oh my God.
I'm plotting my escape at the next gas station. I'm like
picking cuffs.
Yeah,
Are you in cuffs?
I don't think I was in cuffs, but it was like a van that was like a top one.
Creepy.
Like you can't, like a creepy van.
But that's why I was saying at
escape.
least you said goodbye to your mom, because could you imagine if they just picked you up out of your house and she was asleep and you never saw her or something?
Well, I think Paris Hilton did a documentary on this. So she got sent to a bad camp that she actually was crucial in passing new laws in Utah to prevent stuff like this from happening. Because her experience was more like that. I think she thought she was being actually kidnapped.
Oh my!
I didn't watch the full thing, but yeah, like I was getting into some trouble. It was a good thing that it happened. Like I was bad, but I learned a lot from it. I think it was just a reality check for me. A lot of other people were there because they were into some hardcore drugs or something crazy, and I was just like, I had this need to rebel against the system, like ingrained in me for whatever reason. I was not paying attention to school or doing anything. So when I realized, hey, I want to do racing, and if I want to do racing, I need to get out of here in Colorado and move somewhere where I can have more opportunity. So it got me so focused. I did 4 years of high school in 2 years by going to high school, and then at night I would go to a community college until like 9 p.m., and then I also did online classes in the same year so I can get all the credits and get out. And it worked.
And it worked. So whatever that wake-up call was, hopefully that's still around. I have 5 kids, so this sounds like a dream camp.
Don't do it.
No,
don't do it. Don't. It was like, well, yeah, I don't know if it's still around. It might be. I don't think
it sounds highly illegal now.
Yeah, I feel like we could stage a similar thing, to get the impact.
Let's look at the effect, but
yeah, I'll help you.
How long
we'll
were you
have
there?
I think it was a 90-day thing, but I got out at like 45. And I think the timing was when my dad got back.
I was expecting you to say like a weekend or like a...
Oh, no. It was like a 90-day bad girl camp, and then I got out maybe at 45 days. I had no idea either. Like, this was just a normal day, going through the same routine. There's always a bunch of manual labor or, like, punishments if someone acted out. And they, like, pulled me and just said, you're going home. And I think my dad just got back from deployment, but... I didn't get to say bye to anyone. Like, you're kind of trauma bonding with the girls in there, and I ended up meeting up with some of them when they got out, but a lot of them just went back to the same stuff. Like, it was really sad. But that's just the reality check I needed at the time.